Hello Flosstube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jen and this is my fiber web where we talk about cross stitch and sometimes other crafts. Today is just cross stitch. This is Bear. Today is Friday, May 30th. It's a Friday Flosstube. I'm not sure if I've ever done a Friday Flosstube, but we're doing it today. I hope you are well. The sun is shining at my house. It's actually starting to get a little warmer than I like, so we're going to try to get this video in before I am too hot. So to start off with, in my previous video I had three giveaways, and so I want to get those winners announced first, so that's what I'm going to do right now. So the first giveaway was for assembly required by ink circles, and there were 43 entries for this chart and also the floss, and the winner is CL Barner 2002, so congratulations. All three winners, if you could please email me at jensfiberweb@gmail.com with your mailing address, I will get these sent to you. The next one was Spring Quaker by Leela Studio. This is one where I have a whip, but I bought the PDF so I can give away this chart that I bought, the paper chart. There were 61 entries for this one, and the winner is Yentel 1989. Congratulations. And then the final one was another Leela Studio, Halloween Quaker, and there were 42 entries for this one, and the winner is Sharon Edmondson 2923, so congratulations. Yes, so if you could all email me, or you could send me your address. If you're on Instagram, you could find me on there, but email is less likely to get lost, so there is that. Also, I wanted to announce, I've already shared on Instagram, but Stephanie from Cross Stitch the Globe and I are going to be hosting a new stitch along. It starts on July 1st, and we are calling it the Paula Vaughn Along, and basically you can start or work on any Paula Vaughn chart that you would like. I'm going to share the one that I'm going to stitch. So I'm going to do Yesterday's Dream, which is one of the ones with the quilt. A lot of her charts have quilts, but not all of them. And I have had this in my kitted up pile for a while. I do have a piece of fabric with it. I have a 28 count. This is like a vintage fabric it's a sponged fabric by True Colors International. I don't know. It's just sort of a neutral. So this is one of the ones where like one side of this fabric is plain and the other side has the modeling. So I'm going to use this, and I will be doing it 2/2 with all of the called for DMCs. So yeah, these are charted. They give you the anchor and the DMC, and I'm going to use the DMCs. I just want to flash the chart. Oh, you could already see it. Sorry. Maybe I'll cover that up. I didn't realize you could see that. It's like, the chart is pretty nice. It's color and it has the symbols, so. I know having the squares be colored, it can be an issue for people with some vision stuff, but I think it looks really nice, and I'm hoping that it will be nice to stitch from. And then, related to that, I do have one other Paula Vaughn pattern, and I wanted to give this one away because I don't think I'll ever stitch it. It's pretty similar to the one I have. So I'm going to do a giveaway for this Friendship Bouquet. So it's like a similar vibe. And the chart is similarly like color with symbols. This one has less colors. It might be smaller too. So if you would like to enter to win this one, just use the word friendship in your comment, and please be 18 or older so that I can get your address. And please don't say the words like free or giveaway or win or drawing, I don't know, in your comment. Okay. I have a couple other things to give away in this video too, but I'm going to save them for a little bit later. So if you follow me on Instagram, you will have been flooded with images of my dragon full coverage that I was working on this month for Monogamous May, and you will know that I did finish that. So I have that to share with you today. I have also finished a few other things. So most of what I have to show you today is actually finishes, and then I have a couple whips to go through, and we will talk plans for June since tomorrow is the last day of May already. I haven't really done any other crafting outside of cross stitch since I saw you last, except I did take that brown sweater, it's called the Porty Pullover, with me to another one of Reed's baseball games and knit a little further on it, but there's nothing very exciting to show you, so I'm not going to share that one today. I have not started the ribbing at the bottom yet, or either of the sleeves. Okay, and then I do have a little bit of Stitchy Kindness to share at the end as well. Okay, so I'm going to sort of go in chronological order this time with what I was doing this month. I think my last video was like May 6th. So I was already doing the Chromatic Dragon every day. My goal was to stitch like 1,400 stitches a day for the whole month in order to finish it, and I did more than that and finished it early. So I will show you that first. Here it is. It's so pretty. Okay, this is a chart. This is the last time I'm going to show it, so this is the last time I'm going to talk about this. It is based on AI generated art, which I did not know when I purchased it, and since then I have basically learned my lesson about being more careful to make sure that I am using my money to support human artists, because that is important to me. So I no longer, since purchasing this, I have not purchased anything else from the company I got this from, and I've been much more careful about looking out for AI generated art. Okay, however, that aside, I love this dragon. I really had fun doing all the different colors. If you followed along on Instagram, you would know that I set up a Tiny Decisions wheel with all of the colors that were remaining at some point this month, and I just started spinning the wheel and completing that color and then spinning it again. So that was super fun. I think when I started doing that, I had finished like the top row of pages, and I put up a poll on Instagram, like, should I try to get page finishes for row 2, or should I do color completing? Or I really wanted to finish out this part of the background, but overwhelmingly people voted for completing the colors, so that's what I did to finish out this chart. What else can I say? I think there's 62,700 stitches in this, so as far as full coverage charts go, it's not that huge. And I did 2 over 1/10 stitch. I think this is 28 count easy guide, using all of the called for DMCs. I think I mentioned before that, like, okay, I started this in February of 2023, and then it went in timeout for a long time once I figured out what was going on with the AI generated art. But also my stitching changed a lot, so like there are some parts of this that if you look really close, you can tell they are different. There are some parts that are sort of thick from all of the confetti and color changes. But if you're at least like 12 inches away from this, maybe 18, I don't think you can tell at all, so I do not care. I used DMC 310 and did not have any trouble with the coverage. I know a lot of people like to use Anchor Black instead. What else to say? I don't know. This is not like a standard frame size, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do to fully finish this. My husband has already called dibs on this. He wants to hang this in his office, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen. I really like the eye. And yeah, I don't know. This is the largest full coverage that I've completed. I had fun. I think, so I have some much larger full coverage pieces, and I think the fact that this one could fit entirely in one nurge hoop made it less intimidating for me. So I really like color completing, and since it all fit in the nurge hoop, once I had enough like stitches through here to anchor off of, to count off of, it was really fun to just color complete. So I think maybe moving forward with my other full coverage pieces, I might like color complete by page or by, you know, a group of 4 pages or something like that, so I can have like a similar vibe to this. I'm not sure if doing that is the best for like keeping the back thinner because I'm just zigzagging all over the place over and over and over again. But I think it looks really good from the front, so I'm very happy with this. Okay, I'm gonna put it down now. And while I was working on that, it wasn't fully monogamous because once I got my 1400 stitches in, I worked on my Moonphase bell pull during the full moon. So this is a stitch along that I started with Stephanie of Cross Stitch the Globe. We both started this project fresh in January. We're doing a 12th of it each month on the full moon so we can have it done by the end of the year. And then along the way, Megan the Wide-Eyed Stitcher and Amy from Amy Loves Toads joined us. Megan is almost done with hers. Like, hers was already a whip before this year. And Amy is doing hers, she's chopping off the trees and doing hers like sideways so she can hang it horizontally like over a door, which is a great idea. I really like it as is though. So I love this. This is on a opalescent Lugana from Mystic Fabrics called Night Sky Brandy. And I am just using the called for DMC shades. Stephanie is switching out for these like star stitches. She's going to put beads, which I think is also a cool idea, but I'm just doing it exactly as charted. Yeah, so obviously I have 2 moons in there now, 2 of the moon phases, and I'm just going from the bottom up until I get, I think it's like 640 stitches or something every month. So this will come out again for the full moon in June, which is the strawberry moon, I think. Okay. So I pulled that out to work on it. I got my stitches in, went back to the dragon, finished the dragon. What day did I finish the dragon? Let me look at my project checker. I finished the dragon May 22nd. And then decided I wanted to see if I could sneak in some more small finishes since I spent so much time on that one project. So I pulled out another one of my oldest whips. This is Tea Time from Ink Circles. This one I started on December 31st, so New Year's Eve of 2022. I think I did like a New Year's Eve 12 by 12 and started a bunch of small things, and this is one of the ones that I did not end up finishing. I don't know what my problem was with this chart. I think it's really cute, but I just sort of hated working on it. I think one of the problems is this is one of the ones where I got some of the called for over-dyed flosses and they did not look very similar to how they do in the chart. So like some of the colors that were supposed to have contrast, my skeins did not have very much contrast, and I was frustrated, and so I ended up pulling some of my own colors, and I also changed a bunch of stuff. I didn't like how dark some of the outlines for like the cream and sugar and these 2 kettles were. So I just changed a bunch of stuff, and this should not have taken me very long, but I was so grumpy about it that it kind of took forever. But I'm calling this a finish now. So here is my Tea Time by Ink Circles. So I used some pink instead of that dark color for the outlining. Up here I used like a creamy color to outline. I left some elements out. So some of the flowers around the tea I did not do. And there's a couple other elements that I left out. I was also like not super happy with the way my flowers look because this is one where I used the called for color, but the tips of the flowers should be more white, or they look more like lighter in the chart, and mine are like straw colored and blended more with the yellow. So I wasn't happy about that, but sometimes if I'm not happy about something like that, I will take it out and fix it. And with this project, I just wanted it to be over, so I'm leaving it how it is. This is a finish. I don't know what I'm going to do with it because I'm still sort of grumpy about it. But I did this 2/2, and I think this, I don't know what this fabric is. I think it's a 32 count. I think last time I said it was 28. I think it's 32. I don't know. But there it is. So I'm also going to give this one away. If you would like to do your own tea time, maybe you will be less grumpy with it than me. I obviously used this chart, but I didn't mark on it or anything. So you could just use the word TEA in a comment if you'd like to enter to win this one. So that was finish number 2 for this month. And then I realized that since I was working on my own ink circles piece, I should maybe also work on my iconic ink circles round robin piece that I currently had at my house. So this project belongs to Floss and Dachshund on Instagram, Lori, and I got to do the last quarter of this. This is Wildflowers by Ink Circles. I think 3 of the colors are called for, but one of them is different. So there's only 4 colors in this chart. I love the colors. They are beautiful, purple and green, and there's like sort of a grayish green in there. So I pulled this out after I finished tea time, and I think I only had to work on it for like 2 days. So this one in particular is sort of reminiscent of the Carolyn Manning bouquet collection. And I just happen to have the round robin piece that I have is Rebecca from Beck Stitches Everything, and it's sort of the same color scheme. It's purples and greens. So I thought that was kind of funny, but this one went so fast compared to the bouquet collection. These are much smaller and there's less colors. So this was a breeze to stitch, and it's 2/2. I think this is 28 count linen. And I am going to be mailing this back to Lori today. So there's that. And then I still had, so what day did I finish that? I finished tea time on Saturday the 24th, and then I pulled that out the same day, and I finished it Sunday the 25th. And then I thought, what else can I finish this month? And the project that I chose was Of Dragons and Apples by Quaternion Creations. This was a mystery stitch along in 2023. So I started it in January of 2023, and for a while I think I was keeping up with the sale. Actually, I think maybe I only kept up with it for the first like 3 months. But I finished this too. I'm so happy with this. It's Dragon May for sure over here. So this sale I have shared many times. I'll just say for the last time since it's done now. It started up here, and each month was like a section in this sort of like comic book time, like the dragon is growing from the egg. And then there was this section. So this is where I was when I pulled it out. Like this, I had finished this up last time I worked on it, and I had just started bringing up this border. So I pulled this out last weekend, and I got this part done first, and then I did this whole like background outline, and only once it was done and this was like laying flat did I notice that the opening in the center is egg-shaped, which is adorable. And now that I see it, I can't unsee it. I have no idea how I didn't notice it before. But I did all the background, and then I saved the big dragon for last, and she is now done. So the light is a little bit weird for me to get this close to you, but I used the called for 3 shades of DMC, so it's 310, and then I think the gray color is like 413 or something, and then 606 is the apple color. And I have an interesting story about this. At some point before I had a full set of my own DMC, I purchased on eBay like someone's stash of DMC that was already bobbinated. So it was not a full set, and I do not bobbinate my thread, so I try to use that up whenever I can. And it's very satisfying to like finish the bobbin and then get rid of it and then just switch over to my floss drop system. But for this one, the 413 that was on the bobbin was either labeled wrong or that color has significantly changed, because it is much darker than the 413 that I have, that I purchased. So I actually ran out of it. I had 6 stitches left, which were just some of these little like background doodad things. And I decided to leave them out because if I would have used a newer 413, I think it would have been noticeably different, even though it's just these little accents. So I just left them out. I figured that was how it was meant to be. 6 stitches left. I just left them off. Otherwise, this is exactly as charted. This is 2/2 on 32 count. I think this is actually the same fabric that Tea Time is on. So Tea Time was like a remnant that I cut off of this. And I love this so much. So I also started the 2024 stitch along from Maria at Quaternion Creations. It is called Forest Fairy Tale. And now that this one is done, I can focus on that one because, again, like I only kept up for the first couple months, I think, and then fell behind. So that one will be my next Quaternion Creations focus piece. I love this so much. So I was telling you all before that I want to have an owl wall. Now I want like a fantasy wall. I have my 2 finished dragon pieces that you just saw. I have like Dark Queen of the Earth finished. I have I don't know where to put this. Okay, I have like the Unicorn's Garden from Sprouting Lupine. Like I have a good collection of fantasy themed stuff. I also have some fantasy themed diamond art paintings that I finished before I got into cross stitch, or back into cross stitch, I guess, that would fit the theme. One has a giant white dragon, one has like a forest fairy sprite person. I don't remember the titles of them, but I'm like imagining this whole fantasy wall. That would require me to fully finish some stuff, which I'm not super in the habit of doing. Also, I just wanted to say, like, I'm happy to be finishing these things, and I want to have less whips to choose from. Even though I finished these 4 or 5 things this week, or this month, I still have 94 whips because of how many starts I had last year. So from 2022, I have 4 whips remaining. From 2023, there are 9. And then from 2024, there are 70, because last year was the year that I did 100 starts. So it's interesting because I think finishing cross-stitch projects is very anticlimactic for me. Like, the joy and the magic for me is in the process of stitching the thing. So when it's done, it's sort of like, okay, it's done. And at that point, like, spending a bunch more time and money and effort to like frame it, to put it on the wall, seems like it's something I'm maybe gonna do, and maybe I'm not, and I'm fine with that. So it feels a little weird to like want to be finishing things, but then also like I'm just totally fine with it being done and that's it. Like, I don't mind putting things in the box is what I'm saying. Okay, so that was my potentially unpopular opinion. I don't know. That's why I have so many whips, because it's about the process for me. Alright, so once I finished that, which was Dragons and Apples, I finished yesterday. I finished it last night. I finished it last night while I was watching my son's baseball game online. Like, they live stream the games now. So my husband took him and I was home with the little one and I was watching that, finished up Dragons and Apples. And I have one more project that I think I might be able to finish before the end of the month, which is tomorrow. And that is this one. This is You're Dead by Tuscan Cardinal. It is based on the show What We Do in the Shadows. And I only have about 1,000 stitches left in this. A lot of the colors are already complete. I only have 3 colors left. And I have them right here. So there's like a gold and a silver, which the gold is mostly filling out this frame and the owl's wing down here. And then the silver finishes out these guys, maybe these guys down here, this guy. And then the last color is 321. So there's like a bunch of drippy blood coming off of the frame. So there are a bunch of stitches of 321 left, but I wanted to save that for last because it's the most fun color in this palette. So I got this out last night after it was like already dark out. And I have a really good light that I use to stitch at night, but stitching on black at night is still hard because the light is coming from above and it's hard to see the holes. So I'm hoping to make some good progress on this today and hopefully finish it by the end of the day tomorrow so I can have another finish this month. This is one that I started during my October start-a-thon last year. Okay, so let's do another giveaway. I have this garden box pattern from Jeanette Douglas. So the patterns for these little sections of the box are all in here, this little cushion. And it tells you where to get the box, I think. I don't know. Anyway, I bought this. It's from 2023. I think it might have been from Market, and I just don't think I'm going to stitch it. So use the word garden in a comment if you would like this, and I will mail it to you. And I have one more. I have this Teresa Kogut pattern, which I got like a lot of patterns, I think off of Mercari one time, and this was in there. And I don't think I'm going to stitch this one either. So this is 2 in a bush. It's got 2 birds and a heart and some pretty flowers. I think it's very pretty. I don't think I'm going to stitch it. So use the word bush in a comment if you would like to enter to win this. Okay, so plans, upcoming plans, I already mentioned I want to finish You're Dead. I will do my Moonphase bell pull when the full moon comes along. Also, I have this Wings of Spring stitch along from Velvet Pony, which I am now behind on. So while I was working on the Chromatic Dragon, I did not want to take a break from it to stitch these. There's a new section of this coming out tomorrow, so there will be 2 parts, and I'm just going to work on them after You're Dead is done, I think, and get caught back up. So again, this is Velvet Pony Designs Wings of Spring. This is a currently ongoing stitch along, mystery stitch along. And I'm using the called for DMC with the exception of the light blue, which I did not have, so mine is a close, like closest color that I had. And then I was thinking about June. So there is June Dog happens in June, which is a stitch along hosted by Crow Stitcher, Andy, where you just work on long dog. You focus on long dog samplers. And I do have 4 long dog whips. I have Froth and Bubble, which was my Leap Day start last year for long dog Leap Day. I have Pandemic, which I restarted last year, and I have only like a few hundred stitches in. Same with Saga. I think I have like 500 stitches in Saga. And then I have Before I Sleep, which I started with my friend Alex with Alex Stitches. No, not with her. I started it after. She started it with some other people, and I was having FOMO, so I joined in late. But also, like, I have the smallest start. I don't even know where that project is, actually. I have to find it. However, I'm in the mood to keep finishing things. So I went through all of my whips, and I made a list of the things I thought maybe I could finish this year, and there's like 24 things that I think I can finish, plus 8 that are maybes. And so far this year, I have finished 20 things. It will be 21 with You're Dead. So I feel like it's maybe doable. Most of them are on the smaller side, or they're close to being done. Let me know if you think it would be fun for me to make a video about those. I'm a little bit worried that if I like show them all to you and say I'm going to do it, that I'm not going to want to do it, because that's usually what happens to me. As soon as I'm like, I'm doing this, I get off my channel, and then I'm like, no, I actually don't want to do that. But let me know if that would be fun. Last year I did a mid-year whip parade where I kind of did that in real time. Like, I sorted my projects into what I thought I could finish and what I didn't think I could finish. I don't know if I'm going to do a mid-year whip parade, so also let me know if you think I need to do one, or if you think I could skip it. And then there's also, in June, there's the Strawberry Moon Sal hosted by Marjorie Maid. And I looked through all of my whips, and I could not find a single whip that has strawberries in it, which seems wrong to me. Like, that seems incorrect, but I'm not in the mood to start things right now, aside from I am going to start the Paula Vaughn with Stephanie July 1st. And also, Erin from Two Martini Stitcher, she's doing her year of 100 starts, and so I love keeping up with her, and if she is starting something that I already have kitted, I'm likely to start it with her. There's one that I know of that she is planning to start, which is Ink Circle's Clouds Over Veerland. I have that one kitted up with silks from Vicky Clayton. I have Vicky Clayton silks for that. And so when I saw in her plans video that she was going to do that one this year, I said, yeah, I'm going to start that with you. So I don't remember when she's going to start it, but I will join her for that. Otherwise, I don't really know how many other things I'm going to start right now. I don't have plans to start anything else. I'm in the mood to finish things. Also, I'm sorry if you can hear the noise outside because it's very distracting for me, but I'm hoping it's not super loud. Okay, I have one more thing to give away if you made it all the way to the end of my babbling, which is Nora Corbett Pisces. So if you have been here for a while, you know I already stitched this, and I did a conversion where I made the fish orange instead of teal, just to give it some contrast. And I don't feel the need to hold on to this anymore, so I would like to give it away to someone else who would like to stitch it. This is like pretty small for Nora Corbett, like lots of beads though. So if you'd like to enter this, use the word Pisces in your comment. Let me check my notes and see if there's anything else I wanted to talk about. I mentioned before that my filming schedule for the summer is probably going to be a little bit weird. Also, there have been some things in my life that are changing that were unexpected, so we're just going to keep it easy this summer and film when filming seems right. Let's see. Okay, I have a couple more things. One, I got my fabric of the month from Stitch Me, which is Grog. I'm in the 36 count linen neutrals club. I did not have a piece of this yet, so I'm happy to have this. It's a nice, like, warm, it's a little more, like, peachy than it's showing up on camera. I also signed up for auto ship for the new Cottage Garden Samplings, like woodland animals. Is it still called Year in the Woods? I don't know what it's called. I signed up for that with Abby from Top Knot and just paid for the wolf, so that should be coming soon. And I'm going to get the specialty floss with it. So I did have big plans to start all of the Year in the Woods animals this year, like once a month, and I did not do that. I'm still on the reindeer. I did finish Santa's house though in Fabulous Houses and started the castle, so that's fantastic. So I'm going to get those. I don't know if I'm going to try to start them when I get them or what I'm going to do, because I just told you I want to get less whips. Okay, and then I did have a little bit of Stitchy Kindness that I wanted to share. So I had my Little Owls night chart that it's on my Ko-Fi, if you would like to stitch it. It was based on a board book that I used to read to my kids. A viewer who found the book and sent it to me also found this book, Little Owls Snow, which is, it's not a board book, it's like a picture book. And it is beautiful. I didn't even know that there was a Little Owl Snow, and she just found it and sent it to me without saying it a word. So it was a surprise, and it is very sweet, and I love it so much, and I wanted to say thank you. So this is like Stitch adjacent because my pattern was based on this character. And then also, my cool embroidery adventures that connected me with this person. This is the same person who sent me some, what am I trying to say? Some needlepoint canvases of Debbie Mum owls. Also told me that she had some like extras and basically materials that she wasn't going to use because they were either duplicates or she just was done with them. So she sent me a bunch of, what do you call this? Threads. It's not floss. What do you call it? Embroidery? I don't know. This is not for cross stitch. This is for embroidery. But there's a bunch. Let's see. This is sort of difficult to show you. But I have a bunch of materials now to work with. There's some variegated colors. These are also variegated, but less heavily. They're a little more subtle. There's a bunch of carded ones. These are like all different materials, different thicknesses. I don't know that much about all this stuff. Obviously, I'm not saying the right words, but needlepoint 18 count cotton. What's this? River silks. This is 100% silk ribbon, number 4. There's this stuff, which is a fun color, but this one is like 2-ply twisted. I don't know. There's a bunch more of these ones on cards. So I have to figure out how to know when to use what from this collection. But super sweet to think of me and to send me some fun materials to learn about and try out. So that was very nice, and I wanted to say thank you on my video to the 2 of you that sent me happy mail. Anything else? Do I have anything else? I don't think so. If you want to enter for any of those giveaways, don't forget to leave me comments with those keywords. I will do a drawing in my next video, which will be at some point in the future. It will probably be at least 2 weeks, maybe 3, maybe a month-ish, because things are weird right now. So, yeah, I hope that you are well, and I hope that, I always fumble around for what to say at the end. I hope you're well. I hope you're taking care of yourself. I hope you are limiting your exposure to things that get you down, which is difficult right now for a lot of us. And I hope that you are continuing to show up in the communities that fill your cup, and, you know, showing up for the people in your lives that need you. Because sometimes it feels like that's all we have left to do, and that is something that we can do, that we have control over. So that is why I am here. And I hope that we can all continue to help each other through whatever is going on right now. Okay, I love you. I will see you next time. Goodbye.